It's quite different than the other two just because of the size of the cast. It's a huge cast of characters that are either well-known actors or well-known performers in their own field. So each Expendables we try and outdo the other, and I think with this one we far outdo the second one.
Expendables became an event, cinematic event in which you can actually see legendary actors that had individual careers just doing something together.
Who the hell are you?
I'm the guy that just saved your ass. To get all of those characters together is a miracle. When you come to the set and you all work together, I mean, there's a certain energy in the room. You know, a little bit of competition, because everyone wants to shine. And it doesn't just have to do with money. People respect the producer, Avi Lerner. I think they respect his vision to make movies for the world.
The producer of the movie is somebody that knows what is important for the movie, is to sell the movie. It was a challenge for me, and I use everything I can in order to get the best cast, including friends that I have in the business, including paying a lot of money to some of those actors, including asking Sylvester Stallone to give sometimes call and make sure that the major movie star is happy. But after all this work, after knowing the business, after doing 360 pictures, I got together with everyone else, but I got together the best cast that ever been exist in any movie before. And I'm happy.
I haven't had so much fun in years.
It was exciting with the first Expendables movie that Sly brought Dolph on board, and Sly and Dolph, you know, were such iconic figures in Rocky, and the idea of Rocky facing off against Drago. And Wesley Snipes has specific cinema history with Sly and Demolition Man, just as Antonio Banderas has specific cinema history with Sly in Assassins. And so there's this extra resonance. And so sometimes Expendables movie is a reunion, and other times Expendables is, you know, making cinema history where two movie stars or more than two movie stars are working together for the very first time in the history of cinema.
It's amazing how easygoing and approachable all these guys are. Like Harrison Ford, I was still, to the day he left, I was like, oh my God, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, he's as iconic as they come. I would probably, if I were to describe Harrison Ford, I would describe cool. I have a crack in my ceiling in my bedroom in Texas where I had a whip and was trying to be Indiana Jones and cracked my ceiling, and there's a chunk missing from my ceiling. We're sitting there, I'm wandering past his trailer, and Harrison just kind of wanders around set with his like hands behind his back kind of to himself, and I just walked up to him, and like after all these years of doing this, do you still get excited? He goes, I don't get excited, I get even. I was like, I don't know what that means, but it was cool as hell.
You know, I wasn't in the first one as much. I was kind of on my own little side there, with the bad guys, with the good guys a little bit. So on the second one, I got to know everybody, Randy and Terry and Jason, and now I felt on the third one, I was a little more kind of part of the gang, so it felt good for me.
It's like I'm like a fan, you know. I'm like a fan with a whole bunch of people in this movie. You know, I was sitting on the helicopter, this helicopter scene, and I look to my right, and here's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I look over my shoulder, Antonio Banderas. I'm looking down over here, I see Sylvester Stallone and Jason, and I mean, my man from Twilight is here. I'm like, wow, you know, I could spend at least 2 weeks and never leave the house and watch all of their movies. Harrison Ford is on my left shoulder over here. These are all, many of them, my childhood and early adult heroes.
This is the happiest moment of my life.